Hello, everyone, and welcome to English 112, which is writing and research across the disciplines. I am Associate Professor Flagus, and I will be your instructor in this course. This is just going to be a really quick video to kind of go over some of our Blackboard website features, our grading breakdown, just kind of a brief welcome to the course, and I wanted to talk about our course expectations. So if you are looking at Blackboard the first day that we are able to log in, you will see a link on the left-hand side that says Getting Started. And there will be some really useful information for you within the context of that folder. You will find the Liberal Arts Division policies, for instance, a table of contents that entails the course overview. You'll see kind of our final course grade evaluation. So for instance, we've got a few major projects in this course, 3 to be exact. And the first project is 15%. The second project is 20%. The third project is 25%. Our final exam is 15%, so on and so forth. So you'll see kind of that grading breakdown there. You will also find that there is some information about the syllabus and course calendar, or rather a link to it. So that's going to stay up for the entire semester. And essentially, I'm just going to kind of read from that document in this video. Obviously, it'll be kind of a paraphrased version that I hope is useful to you. So what you'll see is that obviously we are English 112, and in the name you'll see it's not necessarily an English class per se anymore, which I actually think is wonderful and I've had a lot of fun with myself. So this course, the second in a series of 2, right, so 111 comes before it, introduces research techniques, documentation styles. So we won't just focus on MLA, we'll also focus on APA, well, not necessarily focus, but learn about, right? APA, IEEE, ASA, so on and so forth, and writing strategies. Emphasis in this course is placed on analyzing information and ideas and incorporating research findings into documented writing and research projects. Upon completion, you should be able to evaluate and synthesize information from primary and secondary sources using documentation appropriate to various disciplines. So one thing that's really interesting about this course is that you'll have the freedom and the autonomy and the agency, and I encourage you to work with areas of study that speak to you as being of interest, right? That you actually want to know more about and learn more about. That's something that will make the process more interesting and, less painful. Not that it will be painful, but less, let's say, rough for you, because it won't be an easy assignment. Any of the assignments we do, they won't be easy, right? So our first assignment, you'll have a lot of freedom to pick what it is you do, write about. However, you want to make sure that it's something that you actually care about and that that's able to shine through in the writing itself. You'll see in the syllabus that, of course, you get 3 credit hours for this class. You have to have taken English 111 prior to completing the course and made a minimum of a C. So you'll see in that document there's just kind of some boring, nitty-gritty information. There is also, let's see, some information on student learning outcomes that I did want to go over with you really quickly. So by the semester's end, you will be expected to be able to locate curate and critically evaluate a variety of sources, including field-based electronic sources from discourse communities. And I'm going to say multiple discourse communities because we're going to do a lot of multidisciplinary research. So we'll think about how different areas of study, for instance, come at the same topics differently and why it's important to pay attention to that, why it's important to note those differences and think about, well, what grander conclusions really can be made, right, as a result of those differences as well. In conjunction with that, we will analyze texts from different genres and discourse communities. We will use rhetorical skills, especially with our second project, to match research, use rhetorical skills to match the needs of a writing situation. We will synthesize and incorporate research findings into writing projects grounded in particular disciplines or a particular discipline. And you will definitely kind of get familiarized with APA as well as, of course, MLA. We'll write all of our assignments in this course in MLA. Something else, though, that I wanted to note that is important on the syllabus is that we will apply the basics of academic writing, right? So by the time you turn anything into me, it should be written in clear, coherent ideas, right? You should have appropriate thesis statements. You should have local organization, meaning topic sentences, appropriate transition sentences, so on and so forth. There should be accuracy as well in the conventions of standard written English. So there shouldn't, in other words, be any grammatical errors in what it is that you produce. You will also see within that document that there's a note on effective communication. So making sure that we are actually focusing on how to effectively communicate with one another by way of our major projects and even, things like the final exam, discussion forums, so on and so forth. A couple of things I did just want to go over really quickly because I know it can be kind of boring to hear all of this read out loud and we can all read the document ourselves, right? But my late policy, late homework, quizzes, forum posts, journals, things like that are never going to be accepted late. So please do not ask me. It doesn't really matter what the excuse is, just because computer errors are not excuses for lateness, right? So familiarize yourself with Blackboard and give yourself enough time to turn assignments in. For this course, as of now, the only textbook that you need is Rules for Writers 10th edition. You can find that ISBN number. It begins with 9781 in that information in the syllabi. There is also some information in the syllabus just regarding attendance. In this course, missing 2 weeks of classes will cause you to be withdrawn from the course. So you're only allowed, in other words, 3 absences total. If the course meets online, the way that attendance is recorded is by turning assignments in via Blackboard on time. So if you miss assignments 3 times, you would be marked absent 3 times. What the syllabus then entails is just a little bit more about the attendance policy. On your 4th absence, you would then be withdrawn from the course. Okay. There's an academic integrity statement, which I highly recommend you look over. There's information about the Care Center, which is wonderful and super useful. There is a statement on pronouns. It just says, like our names, pronouns reflect how we want to be respected in our identities. As such, we encourage those who choose to share their pronouns in professional and academic spaces, including whatever or wherever names are provided, such as meeting and classroom introductions, name badges, email signatures, and even course syllabi. By creating space for people who choose to share their pronouns, of course, we foster a more inclusive culture. So if, of course, you'd like to request that you be addressed by a chosen name or a gender pronoun different than what I have recorded, always just let me know because I'm open to change that. If I forget, just keep reminding me. I will eventually remember. I just have a lot of students, okay? There's also information in that syllabus about how you could could, if you wanted to, edit your user identity or your user profile to meet your statement or your personal pronoun preferences. And let's see, I think that's about it in terms of some of the nitty-gritty stuff. I did just want to say a few things really quickly about myself. My email address is E as in elephant, M as in Maria, and then my last name, Flagus, F as in Frank, Leggas, as in Sam, at waketech.edu. I am always available to answer questions. It's just that I do have, well, I guess I shouldn't say I'm always available. I'm just always willing, right, to get back to you within email hours. So those run typically anywhere from 7:30 in the morning to 5 p.m. I don't check after 5 p.m. or on weekends, right? So refrain from contacting me on those times. There will also be office hours that are listed on the syllabus, and if you go to the Blackboard page, once that is open for you, they're going to be located in the tab that says Faculty Information. I really do look forward to working with all of you. Of course, if you've got questions, my door is open. I also wanted to mention that I do have Real Center hours that are detailed in the syllabus as well. I do, again, really enjoy teaching this course. It's one of the more enjoyable classes that I do teach just because it's so different than all the other English courses. We will, of course, look at some works of literature, which you'll see once you start looking at that syllabus, but essentially the bulk of our major assignments are going to be about conversations regarding highly debatable topics that exist within different fields of academic study. Right? And again, because you have the chance to work with fields of study that are of interest to you, I think that there's a lot of room to really produce excellent pieces of writing, which I've seen time and time again when I've taught this course in the past. Let me know if you've got any questions, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Bye-bye.